We're in Rialto off Riverside Drive right here at Fire Station 202. I'm here with Brian Park. Brian, brand new station in the city. Tell us, how long has this been here?
Well, first of all, Joel, I just want to thank you and the crew for coming out today to be with us. We're real excited about our new fire station, Fire Station 2. It was opened up in May of 2012. We went through a couple years of having an older station that was dilapidated, and we knocked that one down to leave room for more building and progress in the city. And what we got was we erected this gorgeous fire station here earlier this year.
How many, first of all, how many firefighters actually live at the station, and how many engines do you have? Give me all the details.
Well, at this station here, it's staffed 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We have a fire engine and an ambulance here. So we have two paramedics on the ambulance, and we have 3 firefighters on the fire engine. So there's 5 people who live here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we also house our battalion chiefs here as well.
Your battalion chief, first of all, for people who don't know, what's a battalion chief?
A battalion chief is a platoon supervisor. Every fire station, every fire engine has a captain who's a supervisor, and the battalion chief runs the platoon. So we have 4 fire stations. Each captain runs the individual station, and the battalion chief helps coordinate the daily events and the fires of the entire city throughout the day.
Now, this is kind of fun for us because when doing, these highlights in the city, we'd ask the city of Rialto, like, hey, where would you like us to go? And they said, oh, we'd like you to go and show off our new fire station. And initially we were like, well, we want to show the community where to go, what to do, and what to see. And then we found out that you actually have tours that come through here.
Absolutely. We have tours from foreign exchange students. This afternoon we're doing the honor students from Eisenhower High School, people of all different ages and walks. We have clubs that come use our community room for the soccer parents or different type of activities. If they need a place to centralize and have meetings, we make ourselves available for all types of different situations.
So we're going to get a tour like you would anyone else?
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, cool. Now, we do want to make note, though, if you take a tour, you have to set it up with you guys, right? So you just can't show up.
Yeah, we're extremely busy. If you'd have showed up yesterday, the crews were extremely busy, and you'd have been knocking on the door, and unfortunately no one would have been here, and that's the nature of the business. We do run a lot of calls here, but we absolutely try to fulfill all the requests, but sometimes it just takes a little bit of planning.
So we're in the community room, and what is this used for?
Well, Joel, we use it, the firefighters use it for training. So we'll meet up here after a fire where we do incident critiques, or when we just do our regularly scheduled training. What we also offer it for is for community types of meetings or events. Like at Station 3 over by the airport, what we do is we've had that open for years. Right now they're actually using it for a Confire meeting, which is a meeting of all our technology and radio equipment. So we offer it for soccer clubs, for the fire explorers to meet. And so, some people just don't have a place where they can all gather together safely with lights and, video equipment where they can do all their meetings and take care of stuff within the city. And so, we like to definitely make ourselves available to the community, give them a nice, safe place to meet, to have their activities, and to know it's always going to be open for them.
How can the community find out about when the room is available, when they can use it? Is there a fee involved?
All of our scheduling is done through Fire Station headquarters, located across from the police station in downtown Rialto. We can give you the contact number, put up on your website. It's 909-820-2501, and the secretaries and administrative assistants handle all the scheduling for that. We actually offered this station as a cooling center, where we had ice water, and we had our fire explorers, which is great to have the kids be able to help us do extra things like that when our crews are busy. We opened up the station and offered just a place for people to cool off. And we had several locations in the city like that, the senior center down at the south end of town, and at the library down in downtown Rialto, where we opened it up and give people, again, a place, a safe harbor to come get out of the heat, air conditioning, and get some water. And that's another benefit of having a facility like this available.
All right, I'm here with currently Proby Joe Bohm. Now, Joe, tell us, what is it like being a Proby?
Well, of course, you're the low man on the totem pole, so all eyes are on you. You got to be the guy that's up earliest, no matter how many calls you have. Like last night we ran 7 past midnight, so pretty beat, but I still got to be up before everyone else, make sure the coffee's good, newspaper's laid out.
Really?
Yeah, so we pretty much try to keep a low key, low profile, make everyone else happy, cleaning the toilets, vacuuming. So glorified housekeeper, pretty much, extraordinaire,
like it,
amongst other things. But yeah, so other than that, it's it's a great experience.
All right, so we're in the kitchen. It looks like really nice. Did you have to get up and clean early?
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, this is a newer station, so it's not as much upkeep, cleaning.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of just basically, just like the upkeep, just manageable, making sure the counters are clean. And as you know, the fire departments, firefighters, we live here. So we're here currently on a 48-96 schedule. So we're here for 2 days. Some guys will, pick up, extra shifts and work like 4 days straight. And, so we do our own cooking, dinner. It's just like a family. And we make sure that everything's clean. We have 3 fridges because we have our A, B, and C shift. So everyone has their own food.
Check this out. Why would you want to go home?
One of the things we love to do is barbecue. And looking here, we have this barbecue. And it's pretty much looking brand new because, like you said, everything's, there's no schedule, when you're working. So we'll set up for food, we'll get food, on the grill, get it going, and then, we'll just run a call or, have multiple calls. Yeah. And sometimes we don't even get back to the station. Food could be bad by that time. And so we try our best to kind of manage the time and cook early. That way, if we do have a lot of calls, we can still, able to eat and, have our stuff cooked. So,
how often does that happen? Because you hear about stories of that, and people make references, but how often does that happen? When you get something cooking, you got to go on a call?
More often than not. Here in Rialto, we run approximately like 10,000 calls. It's such a large volume of calls for a 4-station department.
4 stations, 10,000 calls.
Yes.
So I understand that, and the other fire stations you have like a big dorm room, right? Whereas this station, you have individual rooms.
Privacy is a big issue. When we live together here, we're here 24/7. Folks spend multiple days here, and like you alluded to, the other fire stations are kind of like, we call them general pop. It's like general population. It's a big room with some little curtains that divide you from people snoring, from people with colds and flus, and it just, the privacy factor isn't there. We have been doing our darndest to work with the city and target different ethnicities, genders, and we're doing an active female firefighter recruitment right now, which you may have seen on TV. Mm-hmm. And it's really important for us, as we grow in the fire service, that we make every effort to have the face of our organization kind of match the tapestry of the community. And so with that, it's important that we provide not only privacy, but kind of like a psychological safe harbor for when people are here for 3, 4, 5, 6 days at a time, and you're only getting maybe a half hour to sleep one of the days, that you actually have a place that's private, that's safe, that you can go kind of get away from the snoring and all the noises and the other people, and just have that area that you can have that's kind of your own for those 2 days.
No, that's cool. And I understand too that these rooms, if you're assigned to this room, this is a room you'll stay in your whole tour here, right?
Right. So if you want to individualize it, you have the ability to bring in some things from home or your kids' pictures, and we have 3 shifts, so typically there'll be 3 people that share this room on the different days.
Sure.
And so they can kind of do the cleaning and set it up amongst themselves, and like I said, the psychological impact of that is it's almost immeasurable.
All right, so we're in not the engine room, but the apparatus room, right? Is that what you're calling it?
Apparatus, because it's as a whole. So we have more than one, so we're going to call it apparatus. Once again, Rialto is very unique fire department, especially in the area, because we have our own transports, our own ambulances, and transport patients to the hospital. So this is one of our new ambulances here. Like I said, we run a lot of calls, 10,000. So these things get a lot of work, get a lot of, they get beat up pretty good. We do our best to keep them clean, keep them, in tip-top shape. But yeah, so these see the most work. They're the front line, so they're out all the time.
Tell us what that yellow hose does for you firefighters here.
Well, firefighters are exposed to a lot of different chemicals, carcinogens, and diesel exhaust is one of those. So to alleviate that, we have these things called Plimo vents, and what that does is as we start the engine on the vehicle, instead of having all the exhaust fumes, just permeate the apparatus floor, they get sucked up through the hose and then out up above the roof line. So it keeps us from inhaling all that stuff.
Well, that's pretty cool. I've not seen that at another fire station I've been to. So this truck right here, am I saying it right? Truck, engine, what would you call it?
This is actually called a water tender.
Okay.
This is a 1,100-gallon water tender here. This one's one of the older ones, as you can tell.
It's very old.
It's on its last leg. It's an old dog. But we use this for grass fires, or what people would call wildland fires in the mountains. But this one's more in city, and if we have anything like a field on fire or whatnot, we need to get extra water, to put it out, then we'll take this. This is an engine. This typically, goes on every fire, structure fire, And the difference between a truck and an engine is, a truck is obviously going to have a large amount of ladders. We only have 3 ladders on here, and that's just for residential buildings, like houses, single story or second story houses. We have enough ladders to kind of like throw a ladder and get on the roof. Yeah. Anything higher than that, we need a truck, our truck ladder, and they have over 266 feet worth of ladders on our truck. Yeah. And we have the largest aerial truck in the area. We have a 105-foot aerial ladder to make sure that we can get on the buildings. We have a lot of high-rise buildings, senior citizen homes, and we want to make sure that we have enough ladders to gain access and either for egress on fires or just to get up on the roof and cut a hole to alleviate some of that smoke.
Why do you always, it seems like every time there's an emergency, it doesn't matter if it's somebody in the house or in a car, you have an ambulance or a buggy show up with a fire truck? Why do you have both showing up at the same time?
Definitely it's for the manpower. When we have the ambulance itself, we carry over 200 pounds worth of gear. We have a machine that's called an auto pulse, which basically takes the place of somebody doing CPR. It's a board that we lay down, we put the person on top of it, and it just mechanically compresses the patient. That's pretty heavy. We have our oxygen bag, we have our medical bag with all our drugs and IV start kits and everything. And then we have our monitor, our EKG monitor. Mm-hmm. And all that stuff in conjunction with wearing your turnouts, like wearing a BA. You want as many guys as possible to be able to carry the gurney, carry the patient, and carry the equipment. So you're going to get a response for that type of manpower.
Is it common? I mean, is it still very common that you show up an engine and a ambulance every time?
Yes, pretty much. That's like the way we respond. We use this on vehicle fires. That way, the firefighter, when they deploy their hose, they can be protected behind the fire engine. So if we're on a freeway, instead of pulling it out from the side and then being exposed to the traffic, this allows the engineer to place the engine and then allow the firefighter to move forward and be protected at least from oncoming traffic.
Is this same thing in this box right here?
That's a little bit different. This is our.
Oh wow! You go from the front. Cool.
Yeah. This is a front suction line. This is what we'd hook up to a hydrant.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a front inlet. So the engineer would do is to pull up to the hydrant, attach that, and then the water from the hydrant goes into the tank here, so that we have a continuous supply of water, so we can supply the the fire ground.
How many gallons does your tank hold?
It holds 500 gallons.
500 gallons.
Yeah,
wow.
500 gallons.
Pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. But if we have a big fire, depending on the size of the hose that we use, that can go like that. So that's why it's very imperative that the engineer gets the hydrant or the firefighter gets the hydrant as soon as possible, so that way we have continuous supply.
So how old is Old Betsy?
Well, Old Betsy is a 1923 LaFrance, American LaFrance. So this is a fire engine you would see in the 20s, roll into an emergency. You call 911, this is what's going to be showing up here. You have guys in the back, one guy driving, one guy sitting next to him. And as you can see, you're exposed to the elements and whatnot, but it's a pretty nice piece of equipment.
So is the engine getting ready to go on a call?
Yeah, Joe, basically like what Joe was saying, we have priority dispatch now, and what that does is prioritize the calls so the engine would get sent first on a low priority call like minor accidents or minor injuries like Joe said, maybe a cut finger versus someone have a heart attack. So we've tried to increase our efficiency level to, number one, cut down on the wear and tear on the apparatus, but number two, keep the ambulance service available for a child with a seizure or a heart attack type of event. So we're really trying to maximize our efficiency to keep up with the reduced staffing levels. So hold on here, they're going to leave in right now.
You had mentioned that community at an early age can get started through an Explorers Club or a firefighter school. Tell me more about that.
We're looking for a 30-year investment, and we're also looking to join and match the face of our organization with the face of the community. And what a better way to do that than to start with our own kids and our own community. And what we have is a Fire Explorer program where we have a system set up where at 14 years of age up to 21 years of age, these kids can come sign up and really get a lot of the character type training and building blocks while they're wearing the uniform, going through firefighter training, going to musters. Just last weekend, I spent out at Fort Irwin where we had the Inland Empire Fire Explorer Academy graduation, where I think they had about 180 kids fire explorer posts from all over the county show up and do a week-long, arduous, almost like probationary type of training. We do several leadership exercises with that group throughout the year, and it really does give them that foundation that they need to help them become young adults and give them the tools that they have to succeed. And it gives us a chance to have like a working interview and to see their faces. So hopefully when they're of age, we can pluck them out. We've already pretty much done our background with them, and they're already part of our family. And these kids, like the next month, they'll come out and help with the toy drive, the Las Colinas toy drive. Last week they come out and help with the MetroLink toy drive, and they really are not only part of our organization, but everyone in the community knows our fire explorers. They win lots of awards every year, and that's a challenge to all the other explorer groups out there. They know who we are.
Did you lay down the gauntlet? Is that what I'm seeing?
The gauntlet's been laid down for years. We're waiting for someone to step up to the plate and give us a challenge.
Wow.
So Explorer Post 299 has been making us proud for a long time.
You know what you just did? You just made my phone ring off the hook. Thanks, buddy.
No problem. No problem.
Well, hey, I want to thank you. Seriously, I want to thank you and Joe and allowing us to tour the station. So here it is, a very unique fire station here in the Inland Empire in Rialto. Fire Station 2.